Happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday, everyone. I hope you've had a good week. It's a dull, dreary day here in Kimberley, so I'm excited to come on here and talk art with you today. I hope you are in some sunshine wherever you are. I am going to have a discussion today, a very important discussion. My student asked me yesterday about how do you start a painting? And I thought that was a very valuable question. So that will be my subject matter for today. If you do not have a good start on a painting, then you're not going to probably have a good finish. So it's really, really valuable to take this time. Pardon my little throat issue today. I'm going to do my best to talk for 10 minutes straight without coughing. So I want you to really think about what it is you're going to paint. I have previous 10-minute Mondays where I discuss how to pick the proper size and shape of canvas for your project. And I also have another 10-minute Monday that discusses how to pick a proper subject matter or a reference photo. So refer back, they go back quite a ways, but there is some good information in those tips. So I won't repeat that today. But when you are planning out, once you've got your canvas chosen, your subject matter chosen, you want to really think about your composition of your canvas. And you want to think about what your focal point will be. You want to avoid the center. You want all four corners to be different. You want to think about your light source. All of these things are going to play a factor in it today at the beginning. You get it right at the beginning and you will not have to revisit those issues at a later date. It is very valuable to take time with your sketching. And I recommend using a piece of chalk because some people prefer to use a pencil, and that is totally doable. Some people use pastels. There are many options for you, but on occasion, the lead in the pencil can come through the oil paint or your acrylics. So you have to be careful about that. Not always, but sometimes. Chalk totally disappears when you use it, and it's very easy to rub out if you make a mistake. So I want you to, I don't know if you can see this in this light, but on this large tree, I just roughed in the main shapes of the tree and where I want my sky holes and my sky to be. So that makes it really easy, and then I can step back, look at my sketch, and find out whether or not that it's going to work for me. Just do broad shapes at this point. You do not want to be dealing with detail at this stage. The detail comes at the end where all the magic will pull the painting together. But this is the stage where you figure out problems, figure out compositional errors. Just take your time at this stage and you will make your journey much easier and much more enjoyable. I've started painting on this painting, just some of my broad strokes, broad shapes, and yeah, that's all you need. I use a big brush to start, no little brushes until the end. And the reason being is because at this stage you are dealing with composition, line, shape, and value. Get those things all dealt with, and then you can deal with details at the end with your little brush. Not until the end. You have to deal with so much in the early stages that it is a process. You go boom, boom, and boom. And you don't try to skip stages by going with your tiny detail brush in the beginning. The other thing you really want to do, and I had my camera all set up here, and hold on a second, now I cannot see my palette. As soon as I hit record, the palette disappeared. So here's my palette. All right, sorry you can't see me very well, but let me just get out of the video. Now, I hope you can still hear me. I really want you to lay out a full palette when you start painting, because I want your white to be in the corner, your cool colors along the side, and your warm colors across the top. And the reason I do this is because, yes, one of my students, not one of my students, many of my students have just put out a couple paints and then they start in painting, they get in the groove, and then they, oh, I have no red. Oh, I need some yellow. Oh, I didn't put orange out. Oh, and then they stop the process completely, and it really disrupts the flow. So put out your whole palette, and you don't have to put a lot of red or orange out if you're not going to be painting orange that day. But if you cover it, it will last until the following day or the following week, and the paint will not go to waste. It is a very valuable lesson because, excuse me, it's a very valuable lesson because you do not want to be stopping constantly in your hour or two of painting session to be laying out paint. And the reason I also tell you to put them in the same spot, not randomly blobbing paint colors all over, is because while you're painting, you want your brush to automatically go to the warm yellow at the top, or the white in the corner, or the green on the left. You do not want to be constantly like, where did I put that? Is this purple, or is this violet, or is this ultramarine? What is this? What's the color? You want to really have a spot for your ultramarine and your violet because they can look similar on your palette. So don't be messing around, wasting time when you are supposed to be painting. And in those moments, you want it to be come, not be kind of, oh, where's my blue, you know. So it's very, very valuable to get set up and have a good, what am I trying to say? When the starting gun goes off at the front of the race, you are ready to run, okay? So don't be messing around with little tiny worries about paints and, no, I'm not going to use red today, whatever. So you want to keep in mind, just to reiterate, get a good subject matter, get a good size canvas, figure out your composition, figure out your focal point, and you want to keep that focal point in your head at all times throughout the painting. You also want to keep in mind your light source, because if you start switching it around halfway through, it is not going to work. You also want to keep in mind what your end result will be, and it will probably change as you paint. So this is not written in stone. This is just blocking in your main shapes, and you know what? Sometimes they may not work once you start painting. And the joy with oil paints is that you can paint over them. They are incredibly forgiving. Acrylics, not so much, but to a point they are. And watercolors are not very forgiving at all. So keep that in mind. But oil paints, you know, I am a little bit biased towards my oils. They are the most forgiving, the most easiest medium that is out there. So as long as you start off right, get your plan in motion, get your plan in action, yeah, you'll be away. It will make your journey so much more exciting and so much more fun. So start with an idea and carry it through and tweak it as you go. But I also recommend that you don't make major changes and fixes until the very end of your painting. As an example, I am working on my commission painting right now, and I had some very bright larch trees, fall colors in the foreground, and I really thought they were way too bright. But one of my last sittings, I went and I put the yellow trees off on a distant mountain, and it was very light and very subtle. And once those trees on the mountain were on the canvas, suddenly the bright trees in the foreground looked exactly right. So I was very grateful that I did not fix the foreground trees until the end. So I might repeat that when I tell you in another 10-minute Monday how to finish a painting. So that's it for today. I hope this was helpful. I hope you have some questions for me. And if you do, put them in the comments and let me know. And if there is a 10-minute Monday art tip that you would like me to discuss, just send me a note or a comment and I will get to you. Thank you for watching and have a great week. Bye for now.